Welcome to Heat Check, powered by Duffunk.com. These are the highest selling vintage t-shirts on eBay over the last 2 weeks. Coming in at number 10, we have the 1999 Serial Experiments Lane Vintage Anime Tee. This is a t-shirt we have seen before, and I think we've seen it roughly around this price. But this one looks great. If you are an anime enthusiast, this is a definitely must-have as far as I understand. Not an anime guy myself, but I got some respect for the t-shirt game, that's for sure. This one's pretty cool. Sold for $1,400. At number 9, we have the 1990 Red Hot Chili Peppers Mother's Milk Tour. This is the European tour. We can see here on the back. Pretty sick. We can also see that European Screen Stars tag, size large. This t-shirt looks like it's in excellent condition, all things considered. This was being sold by Max Throwbacks. Congratulations on the sale here. Let's see if there's any other details specific about this t-shirt. Purchased from an original owner, and that would make sense. This was kept in such a good condition. Red Hot Chili Peppers tees have been all the rage lately, and this one is no surprise either. This one sold for $14.50. Then at number 8, with the Sade Lovers Rock Tour tee. I'm not sure. This one looks like to be honest, looks like a parking lot boot. Which is probably what I'm going to assume it is, considering that we have seen a lot of the official licensed ones. This may not be one of those, but it's still really cool. Definitely fits at the times. Does garner a nice price. This one sold for $14.54 At number 7, we have the 1996 Mark Henry WWF wrestling debut. This guy was the world's strongest man in the 90s. Take a look at this one. This one looks crispy. At Titan Sports, there's a couple little small stains, but otherwise looks really nice. Size XXL on the Delta. Fabric made in the USA, assembled in El Salvador. Very common for that late 90s tags. But this one looks great outside of a couple little stains, which probably will come out. This is a big-time WWF t-shirt. Very rare. Very cool. This one sold for what they asked for, $14.99.95. Then at number 6, we have to talk about this one because this one's a little bit unusual. We have just a listing that says vintage shirt. We have the Nas Illmatic tee right here. Definitely a very valuable tee, and it sold for $1,500, which I think is a steal. I have messaged the seller in this case to find out if this was in fact the tee that sold, but as far as we can tell, this is what sold. But this is a very unusual listing. Just down here in the description says vintage shirt. It's possible that this tee was just sold, or this listing was something else for something else. But this one is strange, I have to admit. There's no other photos. Now, I have looked at this guy's other stuff, and there's not, he's generally not particularly great at creating listings, so it's not surprising that he might say something like this. But my guess is that there was some sort of private deal. My assumption was and is it was for this shirt either way. This was out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, my old stomping grounds. But until otherwise confirmed, we'll keep this one here at number 6. This one sold for $1,500. Then at number 5, we have the vintage 9 Inch Nails Woodstock glitch tee. These are the downward spiral tee. We have seen this one a number of times recently, though we haven't seen it back to back, so it does not get disqualified this week. But this one looks pretty dope. Always does because it's a cool t-shirt. On the All Sport, size XL, great size. All things considered, we have seen this t-shirt a lot. Not specific, but we've seen the general design here. That's a pretty common design. The difference is in the glitch pattern back here, which was only sold at Woodstock according to the lore. 12 bids later, this t-shirt sold for $1,725. At number 4, we have the 1990s Windjammers Anti-Nike Sweatshop tee. Let's take a look at this guy. Just don't do it. Nike on here on the back. Jump into foreign countries. Run away from responsibility. Stomp on workers' rights. I have to say that you could have made this t-shirt look a little cooler. That's all I got to say. Obviously, important t-shirt for the lore. Windjammer. I'm curious I'm curious where this T-shirt would have been manufactured. Care on the reverse side, it doesn't say. Bangor, PA, maybe. But it would be kind of ironic that if they have this anti-sweatshop deal, and the T-shirt, the blanket that it was printed on was printed somewhere. But I'm guessing since there's a union label, yeah, Allied. Okay, the printer is a union printer. I'm assuming Windjammer is. I don't actually know off the top of my head. But either way, it's a dope T-shirt. Definitely part of the history, part of the Nike history. And this one, first time on the list. It is pretty rare, as far as I understand. But this one's still sold for $1,999. At number 3, we have the 3D Emblem Easy Riders tee. This is for the Easy Riders magazine, which had a license through 3D Emblem. This one's dope. 3D Emblems are always going to go pretty wild, and recently we had left them off of the list just because we saw them so often, but we haven't seen as many sold, and we haven't featured as many, so we're going to start allowing some 3D Emblems back on the list, just so you guys know. This one's a dope tee. If you are a 3D Emblem collector, you know you have to have it. This one sold for $2,000. At number 2, we have the Harley Davidson Bad to the Bone Hog T-shirt. This is on a 3D Emblem tag as well. This is one of the more well-known and well-valued 3D Emblem T-shirts. We've seen it many times before. In fact, a couple years ago, it used to sell for like twice this. But this one looks really dope. Has a few little flaws, but not too bad. The 3D Emblem tag blacked out as usual. But this one's super sick. This one is a legend. You're a legend, Dave. This one sold for $2,100. Then at number 1, we normally keep Nirvana T-shirts off the list, but I thought this one was crazy, and we haven't had a whole lot of them on here. But we have a 1994 Kurt Cobain Memorial T-shirt. This is like a Mexican boot, apparently. It's definitely a bootleg, that is for sure. But look at this. Just wild design. Giant prints. A lot of these were, very unique because they were one-off printing. Somebody come up with their own designs, so they weren't mass-produced, at least not by the band. So a lot of these can have some pretty crazy designs that you'll never see again. You may never see the design come up ever. So collectors pick them up when they can. And look at all the repair work that's been done on this T-shirt as well. But it looks like it's pretty good repair work because you can't hardly tell on the front. I don't know. Either way, this one is gnarly. This one is crazy. A super cool T-shirt. California Dealin' sold this thing. Let's take a look. Yeah, repairs professionally done. Yeah, for sure. That's super cool. Yeah, absolute banger here. This one sold for $2,500 for the number 1 spot. Check out the Defunct.com consignment program, where Defunct.com, using their vast resources, will sell your T-shirt for you on consignment and make sure that you get the best bang for your buck.